He must have really messed you over. Yeah, fuck you, Jason.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Bacon's Drinks channel here on YouTube. And today marks the second episode of our Halloween series, and per that intro and per my jersey I have on here, I think you guys know exactly where this video is headed. And today we're going to focus on one of my favorite 80s horror movie franchises ever, Friday the 13th. The Friday the 13th series chronicles immortal killer Jason Voorhees as he slashes his way through Camp Crystal Lake, fights psychic chicks, and even lends his talents to Manhattan and even space. I absolutely love old 80s horror movies. They have something that I think a lot of horror movies today are missing. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I feel like every horror movie that comes out nowadays is either like an art house kind of horror film like Babadook, which I wasn't a fan of at all, to be honest, or it's like some hyper-realistic gore fest, which I'm really not a big fan of either. I don't want to leave the theater, feeling sick or like I just watched some type of weird snuff film. And yeah, don't get me wrong, the old 80s movies do have gore, but it's really campy. A lot of those movies were made with very low budgets, and it's not hyper-realistic at the end of the day. It's almost comical in some sense. And a lot of those old 80s horror movies also had banging soundtracks from the likes of Dawkins, who did Dream Warriors, which is Nightmare on Elm Street 3, I believe. And Alice Cooper also lent a banging track to Friday the 13th called Man Behind the Mask. Hopefully I'll be able to give y'all a clip of that without getting copyrighted. And I might have to put that at the end of the video, I don't know. But anyway, I thought I would do today's video because my family, friends, and I get together just about every Halloween, and we like to marathon horror movies. And Friday the 13th is always a movie that we will watch. We at least watch one installment of the franchise each year. So I figured, if we're gonna watch an installment each year, I might as well create a cocktail that we can imbibe on, stay in the festive mood while watching the movie. So ladies and gentlemen, today I give you one of my own original creations, the Camp Slasher Cocktail. And before we get to making the cocktail, I want to show you guys the incredible Tiki Mug vessel in which we'll be serving this cocktail in today. This is one of my favorite mugs in my collection. On the front, you can obviously see it's Jason Voorhees himself in incredible detail. And then on the back, it says, "Welcome to Camp Spooky Empire." And then on the bottom, you can see that it's made by the Shrunken Monkey, and you can also see the edition number as well as how many pieces were made. And you can see there was only 125 made, unfortunately. So if you guys want one of these, it might be or prove quite hard to obtain, unfortunately. I do see a couple cross eBay every now and then, but they are kind of expensive. Tiki mugs, unfortunately, have become kind of like a lot of other niche markets, like sneakers and stuff, where a lot of scalpers will get online, buy a whole bunch, and resell them on eBay and other auction sites for, ridiculous prices. But if you are able to find one of these, it's an incredible piece, and I absolutely love it. All right, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to making the cocktail. So we're gonna build this cocktail in a shaker tin today, and we're gonna start off with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Just to add, a little bit of spice in there. And then we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. All right, perfect. And then we're gonna do a full ounce of fresh squeezed orange juice. I'm using Cara orange juice because it's a little sweeter than regular oranges, and it's also kind of close to a blood orange. So blood orange, Friday the 13th, slasher, hey, makes sense, right? All right, there we go. All right, guys, for our next ingredient, we're actually gonna be using Fassionola syrup. I'm using Cocktail&Sons today. I'm going to make a whole separate video on Fassionola syrup and how it's impacted the tiki world, so I'm not gonna get too much into it right now. Just know that Fassionola is a tropical syrup that has many different tropical fruits in it, and this particular one is made right here in Louisiana. I can actually go to specialty stores and get this off the shelf, and the main notes of this syrup are passion fruit, pineapple, and fresh Louisiana strawberries. And it also kind of looks like blood, so I figured it would fit the theme, All right, guys, we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce, or a fat 3/4 of an ounce. You can add up to an ounce because this will be a pretty strong and powerful cocktail. All right, there we go. All right, guys, next we're gonna do a full 1/2 ounce of zombie mix. I'll put the recipe for this in the description. It's actually fairly simple to make. Now, depending on what ingredients you use to make it is going to depend on the strength of the zombie mix. So if you use really potent ingredients, you might want to dial back this measurement to 1/4 ounce. All right, there we go. All right guys, we're on the home stretch now. Now we're finally to our rum base. So first up, we actually got one of my favorite rums, Plantation 5. I think this stuff is absolutely delicious. For whatever reason, a lot of rum purists don't like it. And oh yeah, we're gonna be doing 1.5 ounces of this. All right. And I love this rum because it's aged for 5 years, it's full-bodied, and it's got a slight sweetness to it that I think lends itself very well to cocktails. All right guys, and next, also in the Plantation lineup, we're doing Plantation Xaymaca, or Xaymaca, I'm not sure how they say that. We're gonna do a full ounce of this today. And this is kind of a mildly funky Jamaican rum. All right, perfect. All right guys, and last but not least, we're gonna be doing a 1/4 ounce of Overproof Rum. So I will tell you, traditionally, I usually do Plantation OFTD for the 1/4 ounce of Overproof Rum in this, but today I have a very special ingredient and a very special bottle that we're gonna be using. And that bottle is Appleton Estate 2002. And this is from Appleton Estate's Heart Collection. I figured we'd use this today because I'm looking for an excuse to drink it, and also we know exactly how Jason Voorhees loves hearts, right? Now before y'all hop on me too much, of course, I would normally save this and drink this over the rocks. But once again, we're on our Halloween episode. This is a special episode of a horror movie I love, so why not use it, right? All right, guys, so let's, smells absolutely delectable. And by the way, this is 63% alcohol. This is the highest proof Jamaican rum that I own. And we're going to do, once again, a scant 1/4 ounce of this. All right, perfect. All right, guys, that's it for the body of the cocktail. Let's go ahead and add our ice. All right, guys, so I'm gonna add 3 scoops of Sonic Pebble Ice. And I've said it many times, guys, but you can buy Sonic Pebble Ice by the bag for about $2.50 to $3 a bag. At Sonic, of course. All right, guys, let's go ahead and put a seal in our tin and go ahead and get to shaking. All right, that should be about good. And let's go ahead and get our incredible Tiki Mug here. And we're gonna pour unrestrained right into the mug. All right, perfect. This is actually a huge Tiki Mug. We need to put a good bit of ice in there, it looks like. And now we go ahead and fill it up with ice, of course. And this, of course, is the boring part of the video, but while I'm doing this, you guys leave a comment on the video. Let me know what your favorite horror movie franchise is. You know, whether it's Friday the 13th, whether it's Halloween, whether it's Nightmare on Elm Street. Let me know. I'm interested to see what my subscribers, what they like. What their taste is like in horror movies. All right, guys, that's it. Now it's time to garnish. All right, guys, so since this is a zombie riff, I'm gonna be using the standard mint sprig for garnish today, but I promise I'm not gonna use mint for every single garnish of all these cocktails in the series. I know y'all probably completely tired of the mint garnish, but it's just such a good garnish. It's so fragrant, and it's a functional garnish. A lot of garnishes, at least to me, are just, they're just decoration. They really don't serve, to augment the flavor or the experience, But that's why I absolutely love mint. But don't worry, a lot of the other cocktails that I'm gonna be coming out with, especially the Halloween cocktail, we're gonna have smoking cinnamon sticks, we're gonna have nutmeg, we're gonna have really cool swizzle sticks, we're gonna have all sorts of cool stuff. So don't worry, if you guys are tired of the mint garnish, I get it. This will probably be one of the last ones. It's gonna be just straight mint. All right, so it looks like I got a nice and healthy mint ploosh here. Let's go ahead and express our mint. And you can do that by slapping it up against the back of your hand or the front. If you're a bartender, you want to do the back. That way, not everything you touch gets mint all over it. All right, and we're just going to put it down here. Just like that. There we go. It actually looks kind of funny. It's like Jason has like a, I don't know, like a mint afro or like a mint spiky hairdo or something. All right, now that I got my handy dandy bamboo straw, I'm going to go ahead and put this down into the drink. I'm going to go ahead and express the mint there, and let's see what we got. So that's pretty good, but obviously I'm gonna think this tastes good because it's my own original creation, and it's kind of designed for what I like and what my palate is. But I will tell you guys, this basically tastes like a fruit punch zombie. I think it's absolutely delicious. I'm getting, a lot of sweet citrus. I'm getting a passion fruit and tropical fruit medley from that Fassionola syrup, and of course I'm getting a lot of powerful rum. All in all, I think you guys will really enjoy this cocktail if you're able to get the ingredients. So go ahead and whip up one of these, turn on Friday the 13th or your favorite horror movie, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. That's it for today's video, guys. My name is Patrick Bacon. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more of my content in the future, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you could, leave a comment that gets the algorithm going. If you have any questions about the ingredients or about the Tiki Mug or anything at all, just let me know. And once again, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow.